Hey everybody, it's Matt here. I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time and discuss the Orion hardware program. By now, I've spoken to each of you about it, and I've had some comments and some concerns. One of which was, while you appreciated the PowerPoint presentation that we did earlier this year, you still didn't have any confidence or much confidence in showing the program, and that's why I'm here today, is to hopefully help you gain some confidence. The other thing is that I get a lot of feedback on people telling me, oh, there's a lot of people in my area already selling that product. Well, there's a lot of people in every area selling every product. There's competition on everything, and the key, is just to start that conversation and get it in front of clients and see how you can help them with their needs, be it fabric, hardware, Tableau, whatever. The Orion program is a tremendous opportunity to increase your sales, and I really want to help you do that. So, with that, I'm going to jump in and kind of show you the things that I do. When I go in and I talk to a customer and I ask them about their hardware needs, they'll say, yeah, I buy this product from so-and-so or that product from so-and-so. Well, I try to pick out something that may be a little bit more obscure in the catalog and ask them if they've had a chance to use it. 99 times out of 100, they say, no, I hadn't seen that. Well, now you have the opportunity to really kind of break into the catalog, get it out in front of them, and point out a few items. And once they realize that you know what you're talking about, you've shown them something that maybe they didn't know, and that you're there asking for the sale, then they may just give you a shot. So we never know what their relationship is like with other suppliers, but we know that if you have the knowledge and you're there asking for it, there's a good shot that they're going to give you that business. So with that, I'm going to jump right in and just point out some of the things that I utilize in my presentations. So I'm going to reach up and lower the camera. All right, so I've got the Orion Iron Art catalog right here. I'm going to focus on this one. We have twice as many of these catalogs in-house as we do the Design Art catalog. This is what we're selling a lot more of. The Design Art catalog is a very, very nice catalog. It is just much more of a traditional style catalog, which, while it has its niche, it's just not as popular right now as this type of product. So when you open it up, in the first couple of pages, you're going to see a quick ship program. It's called Express Your Way. Your first 4 colors here are available to ship the next day. So as long as you get your order in, especially since we're based out of the East Coast, the product ships out of California, you're generally going to get those items shipped the next day. So with this group of colors here, that's a 3-day turnaround. That's available in anything that you see on any of these 2 pages. 2 different sizes of rods available. It is a very basic setup, but for somebody that maybe forgot to order their rods or they just need something quick, this certainly fits that bill. 2 more pages of Express Your Way. You've got some crystal finials here, and then some of their Italian collection, just the brushed nickel finish. Then it jumps in page after page of finial. You've got round rods, square rods, twist rods, hammered rods, all available to fit on any of the finials that you see here. Bigger selection than I've seen from any other supplier. They also do hand forged. So I talked about some of the obscure things that you might be able to pick out for customers. The one thing that I usually key in is the corner mount brackets. So this is something that nobody else offers, at least not that I've seen. While we'll do a miter cut, or you can use a movable elbow or a fixed elbow, this type of setup will take 2 brackets. And the other option would be to utilize a movable elbow with a bracket that mounts directly into the corner, or a bracket that mounts in the corner with either a fixed 45 or a 90-degree angle. This will allow a customer to bring those draperies all the way back into the corner versus having to stop at a bracket. So customers seem to really like that, and we're starting to sell quite a few of those. Your rod selections are all right here. Another thing that I point out is that we will do a French return. This is just a basic bend back to the wall, and you're not limited just by a round rod. If you've got a square or a twist rod, they'll miter cut that and run that straight back to the wall for you as well. Jumping to the next page, I point out the swing arms. These are very solid. They're not going to bend and flex. As long as they're mounted into something very strong, they're a very stable item. Our competition mounts their crests directly onto the rod with a screw. Basically, that limits what you can do with the rod. Ours are mounted back in the corner, allowing you to utilize the full length of that swing arm. They also offer a hand-forged item with the eyelets already screwed on, so you can, or not screwed on, but welded on, so that you can swag straight back off of that. Rosettes, 2 pages of rosettes allowing you to create your own tie back or swag post. They also have 6 different batons to choose from, up to 108 inches in length, totally customizable. Each of these are a finial that's not part of that baton, so that's an extra add-on. The bypass system. This is very important to understand. Most companies offer this in maybe 1 or 2 sizes. We offer it in multiple sizes, up to 3 inches. So you'll see this ring here, it's got a cut in it, and it's designed to go right past that bracket, allowing you to pull from one side or to the other. Now these rings, it's important to know that these rings are cut specifically for these rods so that they won't jump off of that rod as they pull it back and forth. Roman shade hardware, something to key in on. It allows a customer to do a Roman shade outside of the window versus just inside the window. I'm going to kind of blow past the 3D drapery hardware. I do focus on this one. The arms come out a little bit farther on this one, allowing for a stationary panel on the front and maybe a bypass system on the back. Additionally, you have an optional overlap master carrier. You can do this on any of the steel rods, and this will allow you to create more of a privacy block where your draperies meet in the middle versus just a butt connector where they just kind of push together. So if you're doing black outlining and they want that extra little bit of privacy or darkness, then this is certainly an inexpensive add-on for that. Tropical collection. This is actually steel painted to look like iron. Toppers, headers, swag holders. Cornice boards. These are metal cornice boards that are pressed metal. They will create a custom return back for you. They'll even bend it for you so that you can do a bay window style. And you can do this with either a hand-drawn, corded, or motorized traverse rod up behind that. I'll show you a little bit more about that in a few minutes. A little bit about the different style of rod setups. Some optional rods. We've actually had quite a few customers order just this setup. It's a hammered rod with optional rings and a basic hammered ball finish. You'll note a silver rod here. That shows it with a white track. They now have a silver track with silver glides. So if you order a silver rod, your client orders a silver rod, they'll automatically put the silver glides and silver track on there for them. These are fascias. It basically makes your rod look like an embossed rod. Some different mounting brackets. You've got your wall mounts, single or double, and your ceiling mount brackets, single or double. What's not pictured here is the new silver glide. The deco light, it's basically going to be used for kind of an inside mount or over a sliding glass door. Just a basic setup that you can use either a corded, hand-drawn, or motorized setup behind. Then we're going to jump into some of the traversing options, mainly motorizations. So what you're looking at here is just some options that you'll see used with or without rings. You can do it just a track alone as well. The one thing that I point out here, our competition does not put a cuff on the motors. So these are all Somfy motors, and Orion puts a color-matched cuff over that motor. Other companies do not do that. You'll find that people will order a rod and they'll have a stark white motor in between the top of their drapery and the bottom of their rod. I sold that before and it does create issues. We've had complaints about that. Orion wraps a cuff around that, and that's no longer an issue. What you see right here is a plate that they'll put over the other end mechanism, so you can put the motor on either the right or the left, and then they'll put a plate over the other end of the mechanism. Something to note here, the Somfy Glidea 60 motor will pull 132 pounds. If your client's draperies are getting up to 150 or 115 to 120 pounds and up, they really want to consider doing a secondary motor. In that case, they'd plug a motor in right there. They'll do a custom bend on a steel rod, and they'll bend the track for you to mount that on there. And you can do motorized or corded with that as well, or hand drawn. Then here, this just shows track alone. So if you're going to do a cornice board or a valance, something like that, then they'll do just the track alone. Motorization options. It's priced automatically with the Glidea 60 motor. You've got a couple other options here, including a rechargeable remote. So if they don't have any power where they are, they can do a rechargeable remote. I always point out the MyLink system. It is an app to go on a smartphone, and it allows your client to control their draperies from anywhere in the world. If they do this option, they'll need to purchase either a 1-channel or a 5-channel remote to be able to program this to their draperies. I also point out the sun sensor. This is sold as an insurance policy, so if your clients have windows that a lot of sunlight comes through, they've got nice furniture, expensive wood floors, and they want to protect them, this sun sensor just suction cups into the window, and it's a wireless connection to the Somfy motor. And when the sun hits that, it will close their draperies, and when it moves away, it reopens them, protecting everything inside. The Italian collection, you've got a nice brushed nickel finish. With these, you got any of the 3 wood colors to go inside any of those finials. The thing that I point out with the Italian collection, they've got some very unique colors. The brushed nickel, we offer a chrome, we offer what's called a black nickel, and then 3 other bronze to gold style colors. Crystal finials. You may look at these and think that they're actually, some of them are acrylic. They are actually crystal. They all show up in a nice little presentation box. The most expensive one of these runs right at $84 to $85 retail, and your customer's cost is 50% off. Then it jumps into some of the wood items. It shows the same crystal finials on wood. You'll notice that there's a little spacer between the finial and the end of the rod. That just cleans up the end of the rod. Whenever your client orders a crystal finial on a wood pole, they automatically include that. Woodcraft, Bohemian style collection, wood rods, wood finials, some of the basic items, and then it jumps into promotional items. Retail people might want wall boards. If you've got a designer that works out of their home, they may want to look at something like the little carry bag with hand samples. We do offer the color chip binder. This one is $75. The one for the Design Art catalog is $85. We offer a rebate on that, and once your client purchases $1,000 in drapery hardware, we're going to rebate the cost of those 2 binders back to them. Then your colors. A, B, C, and D finishes, and that's how the pricing is done. And then we'll jump right into the price list. So I'm not going to go through the price list. What I recommend is that you look at some of the windows in your house and maybe price some of those. Take a look at those windows and say I want a corded, hand-drawn, or motorized rod. Price those out. See how that works for you. That's definitely going to help you when you're in front of your customer at pricing things. So I know that's very quick and it runs through very fast, but it's a terrific opportunity, and I hope that each of you take advantage of it. I am here to help. If you are in front of a client and you don't know the answer to a question, call me. If I can answer it right then, I certainly will. If not, I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Tanya Juarez is our in-house specialist, and she's here to help as well. So good luck with the Orion product. Again, just start the conversation and see how it goes. And you might really surprise yourself at how easy it is to up your sales numbers utilizing hardware. Thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.